cup of joe, Java juice, liquid gold, the elixir of life, your morning cup of coffee, your savior, whatever. Here it is. Let's talk coffee and let's talk about it being frugal in our household. It is a question I get asked quite often, so I'll go through all of it with you. So let's make a coffee together and let's chat. So I'm using the Nescafe Gold that's there. I used about a flat tablespoon. Then I've got the Coles hot chocolate powder. I use about a heaped tablespoon. And then I do add a little bit of sugar in there. Some of it is just a bit of habit, but I do find that it cuts through some of the bitter taste of the coffee. I find that the Nescafe Gold isn't as bitter as the Nescafe Blend 43. It's just a preference, but I'll talk to you about how we got there. So we just boil water from the kettle, put it in, mix it through, and then a dash of milk, mark down milk of course. And now let's take a sip and let's talk to you about coffee. So I've only been drinking coffee for the past 10 years or so, and mostly it was situational because when I was working with Avon and the team that we were in, it was always let's go grab a coffee before the meeting, or you would talk to someone over a coffee appointment, and so it was just habit. I'd always feel guilty if I didn't have a coffee, so then I learned about mochas, and that was a way that I could enjoy the caffeine hit without the bitter taste of the coffee. Of course, if we're ever away with a group or something, sometimes I'll get a takeaway coffee, but you can maybe count on one hand the number of times in a year that I might get a coffee. And again, it's only if I'm catching up with someone and I haven't already had a coffee in the morning during that day. I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day, maybe 2 if it's a really long day with a couple of Zumba classes and I need a pick-me-up, but I think some of it is just pure habit as well. When I stopped working with the big team with Avon, I was kind of independent doing my own appointments. I would get a takeaway coffee only about twice a week from the independent petrol stations and stuff, and then it was always like buy 4 get the 5th for free. So I was still working out how to be pretty frugal, so I'd only get the 2 coffees a week but still have coffee at home all the other times. We are loyal to Nescafe, as you can see, and there's a few different reasons why. We find that the quality and the taste is just always there, and growing up it was always in the household. I've probably only been drinking coffee myself for the past 10 years, and it's only due to the work I was doing and the culture, so I kind of just adapted and I've worked out what's best for me. This is the coffee that my husband drinks. He has like a heaped teaspoon, and then he doesn't have any sugar in it. He just has the water and the milk, and on the weekend he can have about 2 or 3 different coffees. And during the work week, he's at work and they have a coffee machine. So poor guy, I think it's a little bit of a step down for him, but still it's frugal and he's more than happy with that in the house. The Nescafe sachets here used to be how I would drink coffee. I actually got onto them because I was gifted some samples through one of the survey sites and found that it just gave a really luxurious type coffee that you could get from a cafe and stuff, but with way less calories. It has milk solids inside of it, so it just gives a really creamy texture. These used to go on sale for $3 a box and I would stock up. They went up to $3.15. I was still okay with that, but now they've gone up to $3.80. So now it's just like, sorry, not going to go there, and I will stick to the instant coffee instead. Here is the Nescafe Gold Oat Latte. Again, we were given these as a sample and my daughter instantly loved them because there's no milk solids in these. There's the oat milk solids, and so it was gentler on her tummy because she was actually starting to have a lot of issues with milk in general. So we started getting these again from Coles, and the same, they come in a sachet, but of course, guess what? They're discontinued. We did manage to buy up a massive bulk lot from NQR for like $2 a box, but now our time has run out of them. My daughter was actually the clever one who worked out that this says Nescafe Gold, and then that was an opportunity for us to start looking for alternatives to coffee. Thank you to Nescafe/Milo Company, who actually sent us a thank you gift because I mentioned in an article we are brand loyal to Nescafe, and they sent us a box full of lots of goodies, including this little jar of Nescafe Gold. While it is a strong blend, the texture is there on par with the oat latte, and so my daughter was able just to add her own oat milk, and there she has a coffee that she absolutely loves. I'm ever so glad that she did discover this, because I now also use this Gold because I just find it's a little less bitter than the actual Nescafe Blend 43. I need all the sugar in my coffee. That's just what it is. As I mentioned before, this is the Coles hot chocolate. It is $3 and it is very popular and we use it in our coffees just to help make like a mocha, because that is what we really enjoy. And basically, if we can make it at home, then there's no need to buy coffee out. We just don't buy coffee out. It's just not a thing for us, because also it's loaded with a lot of milk and calories and all the rest of it. Something new to our household is this vanilla coffee syrup. Someone on TikTok recommended it, so I got it, and of course my daughter absolutely loves it. Sometimes I will put a couple of drops of it into my coffee if I don't add any sugar in there, and it does bring a really nice sweet taste to it. So here is the most basic lineup of the coffees that we do use. Okay, now on to the thing that everyone sees in my grocery hauls, Farmers Union iced coffee. If it's a Farmers Union iced coffee or it's nothing, hey, we live in South Australia, it is what it is. This is what my son likes to drink. He doesn't really like hot coffee, but he really loves this. It's also filling for him as well, being a milk product, so why not? We got some Bickford's iced coffee syrup to try and make our own, and what I tried to do also is add a little bit of the vanilla syrup in, just to kind of make it a little bit sweeter. We haven't quite mastered what we're doing yet with it. We will get there, but for now we're just sticking with the Farmers Union iced coffee. Most times I can buy it as a markdown, which is pretty good, but if I can't, then I'll wait till I do a big grocery haul and get it then. So here is our coffee machine. It is a kettle and it is from Kmart and it costs like $9. We don't have a real coffee machine for a few different things. One, we can't work out what we want. We keep going to different places and getting demos and getting information about coffee machines, and yet there's nothing out there that we really like. We don't want to get any pod machines, even though we see all the sales all the time, because I think that the pods independently are quite expensive, and then there's also wastage. So for now, we're just sticking with good old traditional coffee at home, and it keeps us frugal, and most of all, keeps us happy. Let me know how you like your coffee, because I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.